Well, it's finally time to start working on the Cutlass. Now, I know I said that I was gonna get the quadristeer done first, but, you know, I don't really wanna work on it, let's be honest. So, we're gonna go ahead and work on the Cutlass. So, I got this thing up on the hoist. Had to finish off the one old tire, because I do have the matching wheel for the left rear, but I don't have a tire for it. And these are not the wheels that are gonna stay on the car, so I'm not gonna waste money on a tire. So I'm just kind of checking things out, eyeballing. We're gonna get the fuel tank pulled out of this thing and see about maybe getting on or reinstalling the rear bumper. Don't really know if that's gonna be possible. Let's eyeball this thing. Obviously, the back of the frame is real bad. I mean, everywhere from right here back is really bad. You know, so we're just gonna ignore that. But this car is rusted in some really weird ways because the body is not really that rusty. It's got a little bit there, it's got a little bit here, and then the bottom of the front fenders are rotted out, but the rockers are still there. And the rest of the frame in the midsection of the car is perfect. And this is the original exhaust system on this car, because it's fairly low mileage and it's all still there. The muffler may not be original, but the tailpipe and the front section is original. And the frame is actually undercoated, so that definitely helps save it. And something else that's really strange is all of the rear brake lines are still original. It still has the original mid section of the brake line, and it had undercoating on it. You can see it right there. So, I mean, that saved it. Goes all the way along. I mean, it's just incredible, you know. But then you get over to the front of the car and it was rusty here, and someone had hooked something to it, probably when they pulled this thing out of the junkyard that it was in, and or salvage yard, or whatever it was, and just tore the frame to pieces. Now this one over here on the steering box side is starting to go, and I'll probably plate it in a couple spots here and here. Not too concerned about that, but this side is mainly what we're gonna focus on, and we're gonna have to bend all this back and rust treat it and then put a big plate from here to there, because I don't want the idler, you know, falling off or ripping off or whatever. See Dalton's handiwork there. Also, got the fuel line laying on the exhaust, so that's pretty awesome. And he's got a hard piece of line here, and then he has a random hose clamp that's doing nothing right here. I thought it was pieced together there, but it's not. You see my fuel tank falling through the floor. The floors are the worst thing about this car. The floors are just absolutely gone. Now, we will address that at some point, but not in this video. We're mainly just going for the fix the fuel tank issue, fix the fuel line, rip out the old fuel tank, and start working on plating the frame. By just cutting the last strap that's holding it, because this one has already fallen out of the car. It's been ripped out of the car. I don't think there's anything in it. It doesn't sound like it. And the tank is honestly really not even that bad because, again, it's undercoated. However, I bet you this thing is rotted out on the top. And unfortunately, the build sheet is probably not going to be there, or it's going to be just destroyed. So let's go ahead and cut this and see what's up there. Okay, cool. That was easy. Now, wow, this is a mess. This is gonna be nice. Hang on. Sure, yeah. I tried to do it cleanly, and just didn't work out that way. It's weird sound deadening type mat. And there is no build sheet. Like I said, this car is rusted in some strange ways because it's really rusty in some areas, and the other areas, this thing is like great. Look at that sending unit, man. I mean, look at the top of the tank. It's not even rusted through. Like, I mean, I really think that you could probably clean this tank out and use it. Now, I know they're not that expensive brand new, but I mean, the tank really is not that bad. And get rid of these, what's left of these straps. Oh, you want to come off too, buddy? That's okay. You've served your purpose. That's okay. Don't fight it. Yummy. All right, so what I went ahead and did is straighten all that back so it's a little bit better. And then I got me a little cardboard-esque template here, kind of cut out. And it does have a bend right there. So that will plate this side. And I got some old plate here, marked it on there. I need to transfer where the bend is gonna be. Allow me to show you my genius. I took the plate, got it cut out, cut a little notch V in it, bent it over slowly with my bent crescent wrench until, uno momento, until, boom, until it fit perfectly. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I mean, the car is basically restored now. Update time. Got the spots cleaned up that I'm gonna weld. Decided that this is pretty good. I'm gonna try to just weld this directly to what's left of the frame for now, because it does have some big washers on the back side, but that's just two spots that it's kind of pulling on. So we're gonna spread the load across the whole thing, and hopefully that'll be okay. Now on this side, I took some red oxide primer that I had because I didn't have any black Rust-Oleum paint. So use the red oxide primer because, you know, we don't want this to rust. You know. Virtually restored now. So I got a decent bead up there, some kind of sloppy chunky ones up there, Got one right there. There's a hole. Got some decent-ish ones down there. I mean, it's fairly beef. I mean, if I really wanted to go at it, I could weld it up here on the top, but I don't really think that's necessary. I mean, just because of the way that it is. On this side, I just ended up welding the idler, the main part of the idler, to the frame, so it has, you know, that contact point with the washers and whatnot, and then you got some weld on there. So we'll see how that pans out. I can always, you know, plate that a little bit or something, but I think it'll be fine. My main concern was, you know, kind of this side crumbling and causing flex or whatnot, but we'll see how that pans out. Well, I got everything buttoned up on the frame, got it all painted. So I checked the water and completely forgot that they did not add water to this thing after they blew the heater core up after thrashing it in the little field there. So anyways, I put about 2.5 gallons of water in it. So that should be a lot better. And I'm just realizing how nasty this engine bay is. There's rust and dirt and rat turds, and there's a carb filter that he pulled out and all kinds of stuff. So I'm gonna give this a quick vacuum. So much better. Got all the giant sticks and limbs and rat turds and everything cleaned off of everywhere, and there's rat's nest back there and leaves and sticks on top of the back of the engine. And I've actually had fires happen like that, not knowing that there was stuff on top of the transmission. If you remember the green like 94, 95 Dodge Revival I did, yeah. So yeah, it's a lot better. Still needs some cleaning, and there's a bunch of junk down under the battery, but you can work on that. One other thing I did is I pulled off the hood springs and hood hinges because they were all bent and tweaked, and the hood wouldn't sit down in the back, and it was sitting sideways. So at least it's sitting normal now. Probably like it's on the first latch, so it's, you know, safe. But probably will put some hood pins or something in it for more of a permanent fix. Well, I know it seems like we didn't really get a lot accomplished today on this car, and nothing really is different. It kind of just looks the same, but I'm waiting on parts to come in, and we did actually get a lot done. We got the old fuel tank out, we got the fuel line ran better and tucked up out of the way. The hood's actually, you know, kind of closing now, so it looks better. Got the engine compartment cleaned up, got the frame, you know, completely repaired, so that definitely won't be a problem again. And what else did we do? You know, we blew the old tire, so that's a big success too. But anyways, next time you see this car, we will be installing the lift and the new wheels and the tires. That's gonna be really cool. So if you enjoyed this, be sure to stick around because there's plenty more coming.